Hello there my fellow Guardians, how's it going? This is Mario here bringing you guys another Destiny video, and today I'm going to be going over all of the loot that I've got in the beta. Now, at this time actually, it is 9 in the morning UK time, which means the beta is nowhere near ending. But I wanted to make this video because I'm actually going somewhere today, so I'll still be able to play the beta, but I don't necessarily be able to record it. That's not necessarily, I might be able to. And so I just wanted to show you guys all the loot that I've got, just in case I don't get a chance to show you it later on. So I'm going to start with the Hunter, because this is the class that I probably got the least loot for. Then we'll go to the Warlock, then we'll go to the Titan. So, at level 8, as you can see, the Gunslinger subclass I upgraded to this, so I got it up to killing an enemy with a throwing knife while the Golden Gun is active, extends the duration of the Golden Gun. I didn't quite make it to this one, but that was for the subclass, and now I'll show you all the primary weapons I got. Now, like I say, with this one, I didn't get too many really amazing ones. I didn't get too much amazing things with the Hunter. I got the Galahad B, that's the auto rifle that I have. I got this Volo 3, which, it's green and it requires level 9. It does 64 attack. You can see here we get a red dot ORS sights. It does normal damage, there's no like void damage or anything on it. Now this upgrade, the glass half full, it means the bottom half of each magazine causes additional damage, which means that since the magazine's 18, the last 9 bullets do more damage, which is very cool. Then the upgrade to increase the weapon's attack for 50 glimmer, so that's very cool. By the way, this one does not lock in the weapon's choices, because it will say, I'll show you a blue weapon later on, I'll explain that a bit more. But anyways, I got the Volker SR2. A lot of these are white because they're my Hunter class. The Maverick MK20 hand cannon, the Jigoku SR2 scout rifle, which the SR3 is like one of the best scout rifles you can get. I also got this usable Volo 3. Upgrade on this one is the weapon has bonus accuracy when firing from the hip. It has pretty much the same upgrades, apart from that, except that this one has an ACOG on it, which I don't really like the ACOG on pulse rifles because it zooms in too much for the recoil. And finally, I have this Pulsar SMSE, which I don't think has any sights on it. No, just normal. So now moving on to the secondary weapons, I did get a couple more secondary weapons. So I start off with this Graviton ESM, which is a pretty damn cool gun. It fires very quickly, it reloads very quickly. The range isn't necessarily great, but it's still a pretty cool weapon. I unlocked the Field Choke, which is more range and impact and increased recoil. So and then I've got this weapon-specific upgrade, Counterbalance, which increases the weapon's stability. So I get rid of the stability there, and then I add it back on there. So that's, you know, balances it out both ways. And then I have the normal attack upgrade. And then I have the Outlander MK26 shotgun, the Solas FR2 pulse rifle, fusion rifle, not pulse rifle, sorry. The Hierarchon LR2 sniper rifle, and the Prost FR2 fusion rifle. Now the reason I kept this one is because this one does solar damage, which does more damage to hive people, like Hive Wizards, Hive Thrall and things, and then the arc damage I believe does more damage to the Fallen, so I kept both of them in case, you know, because they're going to open up the moon at this time of recording. They're going to open up the moon at 10 PM UK time or 2 PM Pacific, so I'll be using that gun quite a bit probably. And then I've got some of these weapons that I can't use. So I've got the Pompey LR3 sniper rifle. This requires level 9, I believe. It's got some pretty cool upgrades. This weapon doesn't require a full trigger to pull, a full trigger pull to fire. So that's quite cool. So you can just kind of like flick it a little bit, if that's right, I think. And then you've got the increased weapons attack upgrade. It does 64 arc damage, as you can see there. And you can upgrade it so it does, I believe, 69 arc damage to hit. So finally, on these weapons, I've got the Copperhead MK32. Now, I actually have a usable one of these, I think, on one of my other accounts, on one of my other characters, rather. So I've got this more range and impact, increased recoil, and then I've got aiming with this weapon increases its effective range, and then I've got the normal attack upgrade, and this does 64 void damage. When upgraded, I think I'll do 69 void damage. And finally, we'll move on to the heavy weapons. So I've got the Jester SA3 rocket launcher. When this has, I've got the aggressive launch, I've got kills with this weapon reduce the cooldown of your grenade, which is very cool. Sorry if you can just hear that truck out there, I don't know what he's doing. And then I've got the upgrade to increase the weapon's attack, which it was from 45 to 49, which isn't that much to be completely honest. I've got the Sargon C light machine gun. I'm going to call it a light machine gun, but I need to get used to just calling it a machine gun. We've got this one, which is more recoil, but a slight boost to range and impact and more predictable recoil. Aiming with this weapon increases its effective range as well, and then I've got the upgrade for the attack, which I think was from 51 or 50. I think it was 51. And then I have these two, which I don't use really much, but I'll use them a bit sometimes, because this, for example, this has like similar rate of fire, and that has more stability than that gun. But I've got the Tamerlane B machine gun and the Diacon RS2 rocket launcher. Also, the reason I'm not showing you the upgrades on these white weapons is because they don't have upgrades. I'll show you. They don't have upgrades. They just have this weapon causes kinetic damage. So now onto armor. I don't have any more helmets for this. My one that I have is 43 defense, 16 discipline, and melee hits replenish grenade energy. I've got these two mittens, I'll call them. These mittens give 9 strength and increased reload speed with scout rifles, and I use scout rifles quite a bit, so that's why I've got that. And then I've got 22 defense, 6 discipline, and increased reload speed with scout rifles, so that's pretty cool with the mittens there. We've got, now the reason I've got 2 chest plates is because that one carries more ammo with pulse rifles, and that one is with more scout rifles. So I haven't actually upgraded this one yet, but I might do that, I'm not sure. I mean, we are coming to the end of the beta here, so I probably won't. And then we've got these boots here that I can't use. I've got this one, this is the one I'm wearing, 31 defense, 18 discipline, and then if I scroll over, like also these ones don't have upgrades, just so you know, just because you can see it on the actual thing that I've got up now. Here we got a level 9, 35 defense, 25 discipline, which is quite a big upgrade, and then 36 defense and 27 discipline, which is, yeah, pretty big upgrade. And then here we go, so here's the first blue item that I'm going to show you guys, the Frumious Cloak. It looks very cool, if you ask me. This is probably one of the nicest cloaks I've got, apart from the Iron Banner ones, but I didn't actually get the cloak for the Iron Banner, so I'll have to try and get that later today. And we've got the Cloak of the Sky Pillar. Some suggest Saint 14's legendary vigil was enabled by a few roaming hunters and their bloody coals. So, that's the cape. It's not really a cape, it's more of like a bandana. But that's fine. And then you can go down here, you can see I don't have a ship for this account. Aspect of Shadow, Aspect of Blood, Aspect of Dust. I've basically got all of the basic things with this. I don't even have the upgraded Sparrow you get for the gold chests with this character. And there's no more shells for the Ghost. So that's my Hunter, guys. I'm going to quickly switch over to my Warlock, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so we are back, and I've got my Warlock here. Again, he's level 8. If we take a look at the subclass, I've upgraded it quite a bit more. I've upgraded it to this point, increased the range of grenades and Nova Bomb, except that I do use the duration one instead of the range one. I use the Vortex Grenade, not the Scatter Grenade. It's not very good for the Warlock, I found anyways. I've not tried this Axion Bolt. Apparently this could look really good, so I might try and upgrade my character to that, but that would take quite a bit because I've got to do this one first. But that's the subclass for you guys. Of course, there is this subclass, which is the Sun Singer, which you cannot get because it requires level 15, but still, you know, not much we can do about that yet. Level 8 there, progress level 9, 154 defense, we have 14 discipline and 41 strength instead. I should probably change this a bit because I need more, I like more discipline than strength. So we got the Volker SR3, this is the next Volker weapon. Does 62 attack, gain bonus damage, gain bonus accuracy while crouched rather. I think that applies for all weapons anyways, to be honest. And then I've got the focused zoom, which is the ACOG sight, basically. And then I've also got the increased weapons attack from 57. Next I have the Cyvolo 3 on this account as well, except this one means that reloading this weapon grants a bonus damage boost for a short amount of time. And then we've also got the red dot sight, but I haven't unlocked this weapon because of course it requires level 9 to use. Then I have the Sahara. Now this gun is an absolute tank. Look at the rate of fire. It's 900 rounds a minute, 48 magazine. Melee kills increase the reload speed of this weapon for a short time. Now that's probably the most useless upgrade for this weapon you could probably get. I've also got this upgrade. If I just switch over to that, you can see it changes to the ACOG sight, but I prefer the red dot sight for more accuracy. And then I also upgraded the attack from like quite low. I think it was like 40, 39, something like that. Then we have the Sidonia AR2. Now this gun is really good. I haven't got like a really mass version of it where you can like upgrade it to like, you know, have all loads of stuff. I have a green version of it basically. But I do have, oh sorry, I switched over again. I do have just this version, so that's cool. I've also got the Cyvolo 2, the Searcher MK20 hand cannon, the Mittenact SR2 scout rifle. Now this thing's actually quite cool if you're trying to just this is a good weapon for PvP. That's what I'm trying to say. because it fires quite quickly. It still does some decent damage, but compared to this one, it doesn't have that much rate of fire. It has a bit of rate of fire, but it doesn't as much as the Mitternacht. To be honest, the Valka might, but there's another scout rifle that I have on my other account. I'll show you in a sec. And then we have the Pulsar MSM, which I have not upgraded at all for some reason, because this gun actually looks kind of cool. It's a reloading with the weapon grants us damage boost for a short amount of time. We've got the normal sight. At the minute it's got a massive ACOG sight, which is why I don't like these pulse rifles. And it also increases the weapon attack at that point, which is 62, which is honestly the max that I've seen in the beta of usable weapons anyways. So that's kind of cool. Next up we have my secondary weapons. At the minute I'm using the Nox Reavers 2 because I was in a strike mission and I was trying to kill the Hive quicker. The Graviton ESM shotgun. You can see here we got some different bullets. Rangefinder, aiming with this weapon increases its effective range. This is the same gun that I have on my other account, I believe the Hunter character. And then we have the Suros MKB-33, which is a very cool looking shotgun. Predictable and controllable recoil penalty to range. Knee pads, you slide further when this weapon's equipped, which is quite a cool one. And then it also increases the weapon's attack to 269. Void damage as well. So this weapon's pretty tank, especially when you're going against some other enemies. Next we have the Copperhead MK32, which is the other gun on my Hunter character that I have. I've upgraded it here. Kills with this weapon grants bonus ammo directly to the magazine. You can increase the weapon's attack, blah, 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 the bullets. So that's quite a cool one. 62 void damage. So it's not too useful in strikes and campaign missions, but in multiplayer that thing's a pretty bad tank. We've got an Outlander MK38 shotgun. I won't show you these bullet ones anymore because they're kind of the similar thing. This weapon doesn't require a full pull trigger to fire, and then you increase the weapon's attack. We've got the Solas FR2, the Hyracon LR2, and the Doomerung, I believe that's how you pronounce it anyways, the Doomerung FR3. Now this thing is pretty beast. I've seen it in before, and it's pretty good. It's one of the best solo weapons I've seen. It's a fusion rifle. It's easy to aim under fire using this weapon, so that's a very good upgrade. I've not got the red dot sight on it because it's better without it in my opinion, and then you can increase the weapon's attack. Next up we'll go to heavy weapons. We've got at the minute I've got the Diacon launcher and the Breaker launcher because I don't have another launcher, and to be honest I do like rocket launchers for the strike mission. We have the Sargon C machine gun, which I've got at the minute, so kills with this weapon grants bonus damage for a short amount of time. So that's pretty cool. And then I would increase the weapon's attack. And then finally I've also got this one which requires level 9, 64 solar damage, counterbalance which increases the weapon's stability, upgrade attack. And finally in the machine guns we have the Darius C, which I've got crowd control and basically the same as my other one, which is the Sargon C I believe. Yeah, Sargon C. Alright, fine. Next we have helmets, and I actually have 3 helmets, different colours that all do the same amount of defense. They all do 40 defense, they don't have any specific upgrades, so that's pretty cool. Next we have mittens, where we have 35 defense for the ones I'm using, 13 discipline, and increased reload speed with scout rifles. Then we have these Chroma Vow 3s, which have increased reload speed with auto rifles, and they require level 9, they give you 18 strength. Finally we have the Chroma Vow, which is 36 defense, 16 strength, and also increased speed with reload speed with auto rifles. Now we're going on to some more rare stuff with my chestplate. First of all, we're using the Chroma Vow, which looks very nice on my character here. You can see it. 21 strength and carry more ammo for hand cannons. Then we have this one, which I can't use because it requires level 9. 53 defense. Upgrade is to increase the amount of scout rifle ammo you can carry. And finally we have this. So this is the Tengu Operant 9, I believe that says. And this chest looks tank, I'm not gonna lie. 83 defense, 53 discipline. We have increased the amount of hand cannon ammo you can carry, increased this armor's defense, and then increased the amount of fusion. So this has 2 upgrades. So this chest plate for the blue is very good. Next up there's one more that I have, which is this one, which is increased the amount of scout rifle ammunition you can carry, 54 defense, 25 strength. So that's pretty cool. Now we'll move on to the shoes. I don't have that many shoes, but I do have these, 32 defense, 20 strength. And now I'm going to show you guys the Iron Banner reward that I have. So I have the Potential Bond, which is the starting one, the Calming, Existential Threads. I have this one, which is the Before Time. Do you remember who you were? And this thing looks very cool. And then finally we have Scory's Iron Bond. So this is the Iron Banner reward for the Warlock. That is for your like special slot for your Bond or your Cloak or your Mark if you're a Titan or a Hunter. And so this is pretty cool, to be honest. I like the little tree pattern that it's got going on there. And then we have the nurse shell. We have the upgraded Sparrow for this one, which mine is purple. I mean, I didn't necessarily choose it to be purple because I got it through the gold chest system. And then we have no special ship, and we have the Iron Banner emblem you can see in the top corner there. So I'm going to switch over to my Titan now, and I have lots of loot for the Titan, so hopefully you guys will stick around, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright then guys, so we are back, and I am going to show you my Titan now. As you can see, he has the maximum defense, 160, available in the beta anyways, 50 discipline and 20 strength, so this is pretty much my ideal class. Level 8 striker, so we can look at the striker. I've upgraded it to the increase of duration of pulse grenades, lightning grenades and aftermath. So this is a very nice class, to be honest. For primary weapons at the minute I'm using the Sidonia because I was playing some what's it called, some Crucible, and I always use auto rifles in the Crucible. It's easier to use. We have the Cyvolo 3. I'm not going to go through all the upgrades in details. I'm just going to roll over them for now so you guys can read it if you want. Increased reload speed. Then we have the Trax Malus. Again, you can just read it. We've got the kills with this weapon grant bonus ammo directly to the magazine. With the next weapon we have the Galahad B, which don't have any upgrades, but that weapon's pretty good. It's not quite as good as the Sidonia, I would say, though. Then we have the Maverick MK32 hand cannon, which is the aiming with this weapon increases the effective range. Then we have the Mitternacht SR3, which I showed you earlier, except this one has an upgrade on it, which is Outlaw, and basically this has the chance to make you reload extremely quickly. On the odd occasion, so there's a rare chance that it will reload really quickly, and it's not that rare. I would say it's about 25-30% ish, but so it's a very cool weapon, and I will use it sometimes. I believe that's what Outlaw's for anyways. They don't give any specific details. Oh, there you go. No, sorry. It says right at the bottom there, precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase the reload speed. Next we go on to my awesome weapons that I got. So first of all I have this Surus JPS 55, and this thing has a bunch of upgrades. So we have different sights. We have missing a shot from this weapon's burst will fire a fourth shot, so that's pretty damn cool. Increase the weapon's attack. Then we have different bullets, field wire, spin metal and high caliber, and then you can lock in your choice this time, but it increases the attack, but it locks in all the previous choices. So this gun's pretty damn cool, except it's a pulse rifle. I would have liked to get another weapon. And finally we have this badass weapon. This is Tima's Lash. It is a legendary hand cannon. You can only get this, as you can see from the symbol, you can only get this from the Iron Banner. It's a rare loot drop, and let's take a look at this bad boy. So you can see we have different sights for it. The sights on the hand cannons aren't very good though. We have this Grenadier, which means kills with this weapon reduce the cooldown of your grenade. You can then upgrade the weapon's attack. You can choose your rounds. Melee kills increase the reload speed of this weapon for a short time, and then you can increase the attack and lock in all previous choices. And you can see 358 attack. Now this thing is tank, but unfortunately you require level 20 to use it. Next up we have the Surus MKB33. I would have shown you guys this. I'm just gonna, yeah, and as you can see I've got it in full auto mode, which is basically you just hold it down and it goes bang bang, and it's really fast though, and it's got a lot of recoil, so I don't recommend using that. Next we have another blue weapon, which is the Sidewinder MK53 shotgun. We have here crowd control, we have aggressive ballistics, which is more predictable recoil. Oh no wait, that's the bullets, sorry. The bullets, sorry about that. And then we have lock-in, which increases the attack but locks all previous choices in. Then we have the Copperhead, which is unusable. Again, I'm just going to start rolling over stuff because, well, this video has been quite long, to be honest, for a view of all my loot. Then we have crowd control for this tree and C sniper rifle, which I can't use either because it requires level 9. Nox Cantor 3 fusion rifle, which I can use. So again, like I said, I'm just going to roll over stuff now, so if you can pause the video and read it, fair enough. The Nox Reavers 2, the Copperhead MK32 shotgun. There you go, that's the same gun that I have already on my Warlock. And then we have the Trey and C, which does void damage, so that gun's pretty cool as well. Next up we have this bad boy. Well, I'll start off the blue rocket launcher, the Sultan SA5. Now this thing looks pretty beast. You can see we have some different types of recoil, I think. And then shells fired from this weapon track their target, so it's a tracker weapon. You can, oh no, these are different types of recoil, I'm not sure, I think these are different types of rockets. And then you can lock in the weapon's attack for increased damage, which is pretty cool. Then we have the Diacon SR3, which is unusable due to it being level 9. Then we have the Butcher SA3, which I can't use again because it's level 9. So as you can see, I've got a lot of unusable loot for my Titan. Then we have the Diacon, which I can use, which is cool. And then we have another Diacon that I can use. I didn't actually realise I had two. I might have to get rid of one. Let me see. 49, oh right, no, they're the same thing, and they have different skills, so I'll keep them. And then we have the Breaker SA2 rocket launcher, and that thing doesn't have an upgrade. Finally, we move on to the armor, and as you can see, I've got 44 defense, 15 discipline, increased grenade throw. There's one I can't use. 50 discipline, increases discipline 22, and increased melee speed attack. 35 defense, plus 11 strength, and increased melee attack speed. And level 9 again, 49 defense, 19 strength, and increased melee attack speed. Then I have these mitts, which are 36 defense, 13 discipline, increased reload speed with hand cannons. I'm just going to scroll along through these level 9 ones so you can read them if you really want. And then we have these 28 defense, 10 discipline, and increased reload speed with scout rifles. Then we have the 48 defense, 21 discipline, and increased ammo for scout rifles. And yeah, I'll read along these. If you guys want to read these, pause the video. And then we have the 47 defense, 22 discipline, and increased ammo for pulse rifles. Next we have the Gwalior Type 2 boots. These are 32 defense and 20 strength. Then we have 36 defense, 25 strength for these, which require level 9. And then we have Gwalior Type 1, 32 defense, 19 strength. And next up we have the Joldier's Iron Sash. So again, you get this from the Iron Banner only. This weapon's pretty, not the weapon, it's not a weapon, sorry. This sash, or the mark, is very cool. It says here, like you see, you are an army, an armada, a force unto itself. So it's pretty cool. And then we have a bunch of these other ones as well. We have the Mark of the Risen, Mark of the Anchor, Mark of the Fortress, and Mark of the Beacon. And then if we go down here, you can see I actually have another jump ship, and this one looks very cool, to be completely honest. We have the Iron Banner emblem. I have a gold sparrow, or a yellowy one. This looks very nice. And then again we have the normal ghost shell. So, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like rating, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily Destiny content. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, links in the description below, and I'll see you guys in another video. So until then, ciao.